It's time for the Northwoods Cooking Show. Starring Uncle Roy and Miss Callie, the troublemaking dog.
Hello and welcome to the Northwoods Cooking Show. I'm your host, Uncle Roy, and my lovely assistant, Miss Callie, is gone. Oh, I could just cry. I can't talk about her, I really will cry. I did see her though the other day and she's doing fine, and she heard my car when I got into the driveway. And she just came running out like crazy. It was like one of those slow motion pictures, you know, romantic type things. And she just came jumping into between my legs, and she was all over me and just crying. And I was crying too. Oh, it was so sad. So happy to see her, you know. And it's like, you know, how he is, that's the way he is, so whatever. But I did get to see her, so I'm gonna try to get her in for one of my other shows as soon as I can, you know, when our timing schedules work together. Anyway. On today's episode, what are we going to do? Well, you know, I'm going back to Paris in September from the 9th to the 24th. So make sure now you stay tuned, because I'm going to take and upload everything that I take pictures of and all the videos in Paris and in France, wherever we go. At the night, I'll take and upload everything onto my Facebook page. So that's the Northwoods Cooking Show at yahoo.com. Or I think you can just do my name, Roy Barham, at yahoo.com. But just go to Northwoods Cooking Show at yahoo.com and it'll bring you right to my page, and then you'll be able to see every day from that time period what we're doing in Paris, in France. It's just a lot of fun. I know when you guys watched it last year, my viewership went up 650%. It just shot out like crazy. I got tons of likes. It was wonderful. So we're going to do that again this year, and what I'm going to try to do too is I would love to take and streamline a live cooking show of the Northwoods Cooking Show from Paris on YouTube. Now it's going to take, I'm qualified to do it because of my application and the long period of time. I mean, I do qualify that I can do that type of show on YouTube because I've been a member now for 5 years. And because you got to get so many hours in and stuff. So I could do it. I'm trying to work on it. I'm trying to figure out what kind of recipes to do, the timing, everything like that. So I can't do it at the villa because I think the other people they just don't want me to do it, is what I think it's coming down to. So they're coming up with all these excuses. So I could just take and do it anywhere I want to. I could do it in the men's bathroom at the gas station if I had to. Wherever I can set down my computer, that's where the show is going to take place, you know, because the camera will come off the computer. So it doesn't matter where. Anyway, so we're going to try and do that then too. So just stay tuned and look forward to the commercials, the filler-mercials of the show live in Paris. It's going to be a blast. So today show, we're going to be doing some gourmet, elegant, and exotic and different kinds of cupcakes. We've done cupcakes before for special occasions and, you know, made from scratch, but these have some like really odd different flavors. And the first one we're going to make is a dark chocolate and bacon cupcake. Can you stand that? Bacon and chocolate on a cupcake? It sounds odd. I've never tasted it before, but I know at the State Fair they have bacon dipped in chocolate on a stick, so might as well do it. Oh, look. We still got the fishies. Save those from the house. At least we got one thing from the house. I can't get Callie, but I got the fish. So first we need to have 2 cups of white sugar. And that's going to go right into our mixer. These are going to be our wet ingredients, and then we'll add the dry to it. And so like I did before, like I tell everybody, just scrape off the level of your sugar on the inside of your package. And that way you have the exact amount every time. And you're not wasting any, because even the slightest extra can really ruin your recipes. Not necessarily sugar, but you know what I'm saying, flour, an extra teaspoon makes everything really dry and hard. So you want to stay away from that and make sure you got level off everything. That's our sugar. Okay, next then we're going to be needing a cup of the buttermilk. Well, this will give it a nice rich flavor. I know in the State Fair competition, ooh, big secret, here we go. if you're entering it, any recipe that they have that calls for milk, use buttermilk. You get better points that way. Trust me, it works, it works. So what was it, 1 cup of buttermilk? My 2 eggs. And remember too, now when you crack open your eggs, do it on the countertop. Because if you do it on the edge of the bowl, you're gonna get chips. So the egg will crack right into that. See? That was this big one. You run the risk of not getting eggshells in there if you crack it on the countertop. And let's see, now what else do we need? 1/2 cup of strong coffee. And this is just cold leftover coffee. You don't have to start a whole hot pot, make a whole thing of it. And then we're gonna also need 1/2 cup of canola oil. See, now Callie was here, she picked that up for me. If I make a spill, she always picks up the spills. Okay, now canola coffee, that's it. Now we're gonna just take and mix this up until it's blended. Whoa. Start out slow, don't whip it up all over the house. That's all liquidy. Then, in this bowl, we're gonna have our dry ingredients. God, it's so hard for me to see. For your cameras, I got these new lights. They're like big umbrella light things now. And it's like, where's the camera? I can't see you. Anyway, so we're gonna need 2 cups of flour. And just use your regular all-purpose flour is fine. Unless you wanted to do a gluten-free, you could use your rice flour. It's more expensive, but you'd make it gluten-free anyway. So we're gonna put all these ingredients now just in this bowl. And I don't have my containers. I got those out in the car yet. You know, the containers I use for my flour and sugar. They're in the car yet, buried away in the gardening tool somewhere. And let's see, that was 3/4 cup of cocoa. Now I got the special dark Hershey's cocoa, so this is gonna be nice and rich. And also, because it has 100% cacao, this is excellent. It has all the antioxidants, very healthy for you. Any cocoa that you use that you want to get the medical benefits from, you want to have at least 65% cacao or higher. This is 100%, so you're going to do really good with this one. Maybe my arthritis will lessen up for me. That's what I need it for. Okay, and I'm just scraping up against the inside of the container, and that makes it level. Okay, then. Oh, these are the Betty Crocker spoons. Marjorie Johnson probably has a whole collection of these, knowing her. Because she's got Betty Crocker's dress, you know that red dress she wears every year? Okay, so what do we need? 1 1/4 of the baking powder. That's 1 teaspoon. Ooh, I keep this cover on because it has the leveler inside. This levels off right there. 1 1/4. Oh, I can feel the heat from these lamps already. Oh, I'm just sweating already. Boy. And then I need a 1/2 teaspoon of sea salt. And which salt should we choose from today? Remember this? Yeah, that was Barbara Lyons. She gave me that for Christmas present. Oh, when was that? My 2nd year, I think. And this is when we went to the Mediterranean. Oh, I get salt from around the world. I feel like Pee Wee Herman saying that one. But it's all these different sea salts from the seas around the world. We got the Black Sea, Let's see, what is this one? Ooh, it's pink salt, but I can't see where it's from. Can't read it. And we have this one's from Hawaii, and this one's from the Cyprus area. Finishing salt. Huh. Anyway, I'm gonna see. I'll do the Black Sea. Ooh. We'll make it dark chocolate with the black salt. And so I only need a half a teaspoon. Ooh, this looks so weird. The texture looks like charcoal. Salt. And then we just need a quarter teaspoon of baking soda. Now remember too, that this baking soda that you use in, now what is it, August already? When's the last time you used a baking soda? Christmas maybe? You know, probably Christmas baking cookie. Stir it up. The top of the soda is all stagnant and probably might not rise very well. So just stir up that top part, at least a half of it anyway, mix it up. So you get some of that fresher stuff from the bottom. And just scrape that off. And there's our quarter teaspoon of baking soda. Because remember, this is open and just sitting there on the shelf, so you want to make sure you stir that up. Now, we're just going to take and mix these dry ingredients up. You want to mix these up quite well, because you want that, what I hate is like when you do cookies, somebody makes cookies and you bite into it and you get a big chunk of baking soda in the cookie or something. That's what we don't want. Because we want to make sure these dry ingredients are mixed thoroughly so that we don't have that problem. And then also so that the cupcakes rise uniformly, or, you know, best we can do. You're always going to have exceptions to the rules. You know, try to make it as evenly spread out as possible. A wire whisk really works good to mix these dry ingredients up. And then it helps to break up any of your clumpy bulbs or anything of food. Your flour's cakey or whatever. It'll break it down and make it smoother. Or you can just run the whole thing through a sifter if you wanted to. Okay, that's it for that. And then we're going to mix this in with our liquid. That's Totolo. Okay. And you don't want to over mix it. So what we're going to do is just until all the dry ingredients are moist, and then stop. And we keep that on low. We don't want to overbeat it and beat it roughly, because what happened is your cupcakes are going to turn out tough and rubbery. So you don't want a full amount over mixing. I can see, ooh, there we go. Just stop it, stop it, stop it. It's almost completely mixed. You can see there's going to be a little bit of dry powder, and there's still little bits of clumps of that on the beater, but that's okay. Just like quick breads, you can leave it lumpy, and it's all going to bake off evenly anyway. Because you don't want to just, like I said, you don't want to over mix it. Because once you over it, that's it. You know, you can't go back. And we need 3/4 pound of bacon. Okay, now get yourself your cookie sheet, baking sheet, whatever. And this is what we're going to put the parchment paper on. What did I do with it now? I just had it. Here it is. And all this is going to do is just absorb the grease from the bacon. If you don't have parchment paper to absorb it, you can use paper toweling if you want to, but be careful that you don't burn it. Or you could put a newspaper down too. That would absorb a lot of the grease. And another tip here. Put your parchment paper on the baking sheet upside down. I mean, the way it was rolled. That way it's not going to curl up on you as you're trying to lay out your bacon and do your cookies or whatever, you know. And if it doesn't stay down, just take a dab of, like for instance here, I'll just take a dab of the batter. Just put a little dab like this in each corner. Boom, boom, boom. And just put that down and that'll stick to the sheet and keep the paper from curling up on you. Or not, that's a little sticker tip there too. Okay, now we're just gonna take our bacon and lay this out. The strips take apart and just lay them out onto the parchment paper. We wanna get this bacon kind of crisp, or extra crispy is what we wanna do it. And baking it in the oven is the best way to make it really crisp. And it doesn't take quite as long as it does in the pan. Because in the pan, as you're frying it to get it crispy, which you can do, it's sitting there in all that grease. Well, you know, it's just soaking up more grease, and you can still staying wet. Whereas when you're baking it, you got the paper to absorb the grease, so it'll crisp up quicker. You could also take it and throw it in the microwave too, you know that. It's like, what is it, 3 minutes for 2 slices? And you can just put it in the microwave on a paper towel. And that'll work too. However you want to do it. But anyway, we'll put this bacon down. Oh, it's bacon. We used to take at the restaurant, one great way of your bacon. Oh, it's delicious. Take the slices like this, get the thick sliced bacon. And when you lay it out, roll it in brown sugar first, and then sprinkle it with cracked fresh pepper. Oh, it's excellent. And then bake it off that way. Oh God, is that ever good. Ooh, that black pepper and brown sugar, really good. Okay, we got it all laid out. See, real nice and pretty. And we'll put this in the oven, and it'll take about 15 to 20 minutes. You know, it all depends on temperatures and everything else, blah, blah, blah. But you know what crisp bacon looks like. Hot heat. So we'll just put that in, and then we'll be right back when our bacon's done. Okay, now our bacon's done and the house is full of smoke. Ah! That grease on the, make sure that your baking sheet has edges on it, not the flat ones, because the grease will pour right off into the bottom of the oven, and this is what you get, a smoky house. Surprised the detector didn't go off. Thank goodness it didn't. Remember Callie? Oh God, she hated that every time you turn on the oven or the stove. How she runs to the basement, you know? That's because it burnt once and she heard that shrieking smoke detector. So every time we click this pilot light, boom, she'd run. Anyway, we're gonna be making the cupcakes now. So, a third or quarter cup scoop is best for doing your cupcakes and muffins. You get the perfect portion every time into every container. But if you don't have it, you don't. I couldn't find mine. Like I said, I'm still moving. I got things in the, I know, I just saw it the other day too, my scooper in the car somewhere. That's like looking for a needle in a haystack, you know how that goes, because I got all that stuff in there and moving and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, now, we still got the oven on. Make sure, double check. Yeah, 375 and bake. And we're gonna line our muffin pans with our little cupcake wrappers, liners. Oh, Callie, that's her favorite. She loves cupcakes. Oh, the little girl. Yeah, she loved the cupcake. Remember when we made those filled ones for Valentine's a few years ago? It was the red velvet devil's food cake, cream cheese, filling, ganache, frosted cupcakes. Oh my goodness, that title was like about a whole page and a half. But anyway, that was, oh, those were good. Oh, that cream cheese filling. But that's the same principle, is to take and put our wrappers in. Now, the other tip here is, well, see, in competition, you don't want the liners, because they want to see how well your dough holds up, you know, if it falls apart or if it sticks to the pan, whatever. Win points, lose points, whatever, you know. But the thing is with the paper ones, take and spray them. People don't do this, but it's a great idea, because then the paper don't stick to your cupcake as well, and you know how it tears apart? There you go. There you have it. Now, the scooper, ice cream scooper, get the quarter, I think it's a number 16 or number 18. I can't remember. But anyway, you'll find it like the quarter cup size. And we'll just take and use a quarter cup. And I'm just gonna level that off to make sure we got enough, the right amount. And there we go, perfect. By spraying it, see, it comes out clean. It's not gonna stick. This is a real sticky dough. You know, it's not like pancake batter, it's not that thin. So this is gonna stick in. So just take and spray it, and when you go to dump it out, it'll just come out in perfect clumps. Now what it is, because it's the quarter cup, you don't want to overfill your cupcake wrappers, because then you don't get a freshly rounded, mounded cupcake. Oh, I should be on the Food Network doing those cupcake wars. You know, when they do those wars, I laugh to myself because I'm thinking to myself, well, it's a cupcake war and everything else. Why not make it a literally, let's make it a war. If I was on it, I'd be throwing cupcakes at my opponents just to get them all flustered and everything else. You know, oh, it'd be hysterical. Like the Hatfield and McCoys, the cupcake wars. But anyway, if you don't get it all out, just use a teaspoon and just, you know, scrape it out, or even a little rubber spatula. Ooh, I forgot something. Ooh. My mistake. 3/4 of this bacon that we just cooked off, I get to eat. No. Crumble up into the batter and mix it in with the cake batter. And then the remaining bacon we'll take and put pieces on top of the cupcake when it's all done baking and all done frosted. Oh, excuse me, that bacon is just sticking to my mouth. Good, ooh, yum. So, I'm just gonna insert a few pieces of bacon just into these because I forgot to mix it in. It's no biggie. Like I said, when you put things in, you can't take them back out, so it's better to have forgotten than not to do it at all. Or overdone it. Now, I'll take and mix this up by hand. The bacon into the dough. Be right out. That's our standing joke as a kid. I was a senior in high school. I had two identical twin girlfriends of mine. We went everywhere back in the set. Oh, discotheques. Oh my God, we danced up a storm. Oh, we were best. In fact, my senior class voted me that year Mr. Disco, you know, like most likely to succeed, stuff like that. My class voted me Mr. Disco. I loved it because I love dancing. Anyway, the twins and I used to go dancing all the time. Every time where they lived, their apartment building was so busy and noisy and everything else. Cars are honking and everything else. Our standing joke was the window was open, we heard someone go by to honk the horn. Be right out, be right out. Like somebody coming to pick you up, you know? I know it was lame, but it was fun. So, these are our cupcakes. And then we'll just put these in the oven at 375 now. It's just a titch hotter. And these are gonna go for 18 to 20 minutes. The other way is take, of course, insert with a toothpick into the center. If it comes out clean, they're done. Press with a finger. If it bounces back, they're done. So, we'll just bake off the cupcakes and then we'll be right back. And while they're baking, we could probably make the frosting too, which isn't hard. It's in a can. It's an easy recipe. So we'll be right back. Okay, now that we got our cupcakes, Callie, cupcakes, into our containers, our pans, in the liners. Now we'll just bake these at 375 for 18 to 20 minutes or until they're done. And I already told you how to do that. And you want to stagger these so they're evenly distributed so you don't get half done right away and the other half gets raw. And we can get all of them in at once, 2 layers. And I was able to get only up to, 4, 6, 12, 24. 4, 20. It don't matter. So we'll be back in about 20 minutes. Then we're gonna let them cool completely before frosting, because you don't want your frosting to melt. And then all we're gonna do is just a little chocolate frosting on top with crumpled bacon. And there's gonna be our perfect little extravagant cupcake. So now our cupcakes are all done. And these are the chocolate cupcakes with bacon inside. Now we're gonna take and frost these. And all you have to do is get a can of frosting. It's that simple. Hello. What is this, Duncan Hines or Betty Crocker? No, it's the Aldi brand. Baker's Corner or Baker's Corner. And to frost it, it's just so simple. You just use the back of a spoon. It just makes it so much easier. And you can cover more. You don't have to dirty up as many dishes. But anyway, just put it on like that. And you just want to swirl and twirl it around. Kind of smooth it a little bit. Here we go. Bring the tip around. That's it. And I guarantee you that these aren't going to be lasting. You won't find any tomorrow morning. I know they won't be. Not from me eating them all, but me giving them away to neighbors or whatever. That's what I usually end up doing. So that way you get in good connections with your neighbors, you know? You don't know, it might come in handy. Ouch. So, we didn't get to the other flavors that I wanted to try. And they're really simple to make. This was like, they're all simple like this one, but this one had the more ingredients and I wanted to do that one first just to get it out of the way. But these here, is frost away. And then we're going to take and put crumple some bacon on top of each one. And that's where the remaining fourth of the cooked bacon goes on as a garnish for your cupcakes. Anyway, these are our gourmet chocolate devil's food cupcakes with bacon. Enjoy! And remember, drive safely, eat healthy, and spread the sunshine. Bye-bye.